Welcome back to the channel, you guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the boat gang. We got the 51-inch TFL Ariane on the block. This boat loves the block. I think this boat is actually scared of the water. So we actually we did a maiden on this boat. We found out that there's like a fatal design flaw in the driveline on this twin motor. We'll go over later on. So today we're going to try to fix that. We got the parts in from TFL. This 8mm to 1/4 inch stainless steel shaft. I got a 2616 ABC 1050 from Bonzi Sports. I'm working on getting it balanced. I also picked up a couple of extra drive dogs from Bonzi Sports. And the only thing I'm waiting on is the Teflon washer. So stick around. We're going to tear this thing apart again. The build actually turned out pretty sick. We got a couple of HYDRAs, a couple of 56-114, 1150 kV, Power Hobby, or no, Power HD, 40 kilogram servo here, and the Arneson drives. So the Arneson drives are super nice. Like I said earlier in the intro there, I think this boat come with a design flaw from TFL. It comes with outward spinning props, right? Counter rotating props. And both of these 8mm shafts are threaded into the universal cup, right? They're threaded in there. Both of them are threaded like a, right hand thread, right to tighten, left to loosen, right? Both sides. So my thinking, this boat should have come with a right hand threaded and a left hand threaded shaft and universal cup. Okay, so basically with these larger props and the KV you're turning, I don't think any retaining compound on earth will retain that shaft and the universal cup with a right hand spinning prop. It will basically unscrew it every time. So I'm thinking today we're going to use JB Weld to retain it. I don't even think I need to do both of them, because this side, as long as you don't use reverse, which we will not be using reverse, as long as you don't use reverse, it will always keep that shaft tightened down into the universal cup. Okay. So I had a few guys mention to take it to a machine shop, have them make a custom shaft and drill and rethread reverse threads in the cup. I called a couple machine shops, and the price to do that, it astronomical. So I'm not going to do that. I think the best way to do it is going to be to pin it. I'll take it apart. I'll show you what I'm talking about. That JB Weld should be pretty good. It should hold them pretty good. So I got an upgraded drive dog here because TFL North America, they didn't have any drive dogs in stock. They didn't have the Teflon washers in stock. So yeah, those are from Bonzi. So I need to balance this prop, and what we're going to do, I got it set up now to turn inward. We're going to set it up to turn outward, and we're basically going to pin the right hand side. I don't think there's no need to pin the left hand side, because we're going to turn it outward. Whichever side the right hand prop is on is the side that we need to pin. Okay, so I got both of the motors out. I pulled the cable out of this side, put the left hand cable on the left side so we can turn our props outward rotating. Okay, so this side, I don't think it needs a pin, like I mentioned earlier. Only this drive cup and shaft needs a pin. Okay, so I need to go ahead and get this out. There's a little clip ring in there, and then it'll basically pull right out, and we'll get to work. First, I'm going to finish off my sandwich. Wheat, bread and butter pickle. Those are my favorite. I'm addicted to bread and butter pickles. Ham and cheese, turkey with some mayonnaise. come on. Big B special. All right, so let's get this thing tore apart. This thing cleaned up here, and I've kind of made me a little jig for my drill press. Okay, for my, yeah, just some backyard engineering. Okay, so I got it marked where it bottoms out at. All right, and I got it marked at the very tip, and then I got it marked where I'm thinking I might drill my hole. I'll go over a couple different ways you possibly can go about doing this. So you guys see where it stops on this side of that dot. Okay, and I think I want to drill my this is a 2.4 millimeter pin. I want to drill my pin right here. So it's at the very end of the threads. It's not going to weaken the shaft. Really, all we need to do is prevent this thing from spinning. It's going to be JB welded. So I really, what I wanted to do was drill it at the very tip. Take all this out, mark it where the drill hole is, and then like grind me a slit right here and put my pin at the very tip, screw it in, and then drop the pin in through the slit, so I'm not weakening none of my shaft. So that was my original plan until I realized it fell on this rounded part. Even the area that I want to drill now is on the rounded part, which I can actually take my Dremel and make me a little notch right there, and then that will start my drill bit so it don't wander. So another idea I had was to basically drill and thread a set screw right here on this flat section right here. I can make me a flat spot, you know. Drill and thread, tap that, but there's not much there to thread really. I mean, that would work, but I may have a grub screw sticking out inside this cup right here, so I really don't like that. I think my best bet is going to be to JB weld it, through pin it, cut the pin to size, JB weld this in, you know. I should never have to take it apart. Shouldn't have to take it apart. It should have come like this, man, to be honest with you. So this is kind of what I've made here. I didn't really want to like just tighten this down in my drill vise here. So I kind of come up with this plan right here. So this is going to get set in there like that. This is going to go in this guy like that. We can put it in my drill vise. Line up the holes. Like so. Then tighten down on it. And that should actually work. Yeah, and I can just put the shaft in there, kind of use the shaft as my visual reference, you know, while I'm drilling that main cup out. Once I get the main cup drilled out, I can slide the shaft in there and then drill everything out, you know. So that's kind of what I'm thinking anyway. I didn't want to bend this universal cup. If we bend it, it's going to be ruined. So I kind of got clever here, you know, so to speak. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and drill this out with my drill vise. There's no room for a camera. It's dark out there. So I'll show you what it looks like once I get it drilled, and then we'll slow it down once I start the assembly. All right, so I'm gonna clean this out, and I'm gonna screw that. I'm not gonna take it out. I'm gonna screw this all the way in, get a pipe wrench on it, and we're gonna drill it out. All right, so I'm not gonna put a pipe wrench on it. I'm gonna use this drive dog so I don't scar up my shaft. I bought an extra one just in case something happened. Okay, I got that in. I'm gonna go ahead and drill it. I think I was off on the back side of my hole, the bottom of the hole. I think I got off a little bit. Let's see. Sure as hell hope not, but if I did, it's okay. Oh, that's good. Okay. All right. So hopefully I used the right bit. Might have to re-drill it. We'll see. We'll see. Well, it's gonna have to work. I'm gonna load it up with some JB Weld, clean it up. Oh, let her go. That is not where I wanted it. You can see where I tried to start it. It's all good. It's all good. We'll figure it out. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but I cleaned the inside of this and I roughed it up with this 80 grit right here. I also took my Dremel. To it and put some little notches and dentures in it. You know, roughed it up. I also kind of took my file to the threads, you know. So I don't know if you guys can see, but I tried to knock all that anodize off, or whatever this is. I used this sanding stick that I made. Roughing it up, getting it down to some bare metal, especially in this cup right here, because that cup right there is gonna right here is gonna take a lot of the load off that hole right there, you know. So I'm taking my sandpaper, roughing it up. Okay. Take my file on the threads a little bit. All right, got it clean. Cleaned it several times. See that? Make sure I can get it all the way in, because I did do a lot of prep. Yep, everything's gonna line up. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and mix up some JB Weld. Alright, so don't need a whole lot of JB Weld. Just gonna mix up a little bit. This stuff right here works good. I'm telling you, this JB Weld works, man. A lot of you guys are probably like, no, don't use the JB Weld. No, you drilled too big a hole. But I guarantee it will never break that. Guarantee it. I guarantee it. I do. I freaking guarantee it. That will never get broken. It won't. It'll never break. I guarantee it. Where I drilled that hole, will never break it. Never. Prepped and cleaned my area properly. Okay. And I'm just getting it all over my part. Make sure it gets everywhere. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Pardon the mess. I'm a madman. I'm a madman in here. So I'm getting some of this JB Weld in this pinhole. I'm gonna go ahead and place a wager. I'm gonna bet that this thing will never break. I'm gonna bet that this shaft right here will never break at this hole. Never. It'll never come out, and it's never gonna break. That's my bet. Say what you want, criticize all you want, but I'm gonna place a bet right now, as you guys as my witness, that this thing will never let loose. Never. I got my pin cut. Hopefully it's the right length. Might need to take a file to that when it's all said and done. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. In my eye, I properly prepped it. I roughed it up on the inside, you know. I flared one end of this pin so it won't come out that way. JB welded it. Everything was roughed up, cleaned properly. So it's actually grabbing, it should be grabbing on the main shaft. Got the threads, what's left of the threads, so it should be good, it should be good. I'm gonna bet that it never breaks, ever, on that pin. Never. The universal will wear out before that shaft breaks, guarantee it. Alright, so it's a few days later, okay? I got my Teflon washers in, both sides, ready to go, boy. Ready to go. So, I got it plugged in. The counterclockwise spinning prop, all I did was JB weld the connection. The clockwise spinning prop, I pinned and JB welded. So it should never back out. We should be good to go. Yeah, baby. So she's ready, man. She's ready. I got her greased up. I got her oiled up. Made sure these were parallel, like with the keel. They're perfectly parallel. I want to feel for heat. No heat there. They're good. Ready to go, baby. Got the prop matched up, balanced. We'll see you guys next time. The maiden. I actually just got back from the maiden. Guys, I wouldn't expect too much from the maiden. It was a handful. It did not want to track straight. It would not track straight. It would just veer, and I couldn't get a full trigger straight line pull, man. It's almost like a damn jet boat. It only steers when you give it throttle. It's like a jet boat. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's going to take some getting used to. Got to figure out my tune. I got to figure out how to get it to track straight. Got to figure out my center of gravity. So I think I might even need to actually put a battery tray right here, a battery tray right here, run 2 batteries here and 2 forward. So we got a lot of work to do. This thing's freaking nuts, man. It's got plenty of power, just don't track straight. It didn't break, so that's a plus. So we'll see you guys next time. Next video will be the maiden. Like I said, I wouldn't get your hopes up. The boat was literally all over the place. Thanks for watching. This will definitely fix the it will fix that shaft unspinning. So those of you who have the Arnesons, it's a good way to do it. See you next time.